day one of our van trip, road trip. We made it as far as Kananaskis tonight, so we probably were on the road for about 6 hours today. We are camping in the Bow Valley Provincial Park. We are just in the foothills of the mountains. I don't know if you can see them in this lighting. There we go. You can see the mountains. Travis got our hammock set up. We're ready for our campfire later. And I think we're gonna go explore some of the paths on our bikes. Out for a bike ride on the trail. We found some nice mountain views. Good morning, it's day 2. We are heading out of our Bow Valley campground and we're going to head into Canmore and get a few groceries, and then we have very exciting plans for the rest of the day, something that's been several months in the making, and we are extremely lucky to be able to be doing what we're doing, so I can't wait for you to see where we're heading.
And we're in field and we're having our picnic lunch right now.
At the Lake O'Hara parking lot, and we are getting ready to head up to the Lake O'Hara campground. You can see we've got a lot of stuff with us, and we have 11 kilometers to go before we're actually at the campground.
Please do not step off the trail onto anything green. We don't want to widen the trails and we don't want to create trail braiding. So please be respectful of that. Step from rock to rock, not on anything green.
In case you thought we were actually hiking that 11 kilometers, we are definitely not. We're on a bus ride right now that's taking us up the 11-kilometer trail. Oh my gosh, have you ever seen a cuter campsite? Okay, I'm so excited to be here. We are at Lake O'Hara, which is one of the most difficult places to get into, both for camping and for day use areas. You have to book in April or 90 days in advance. So I tried phoning for like a whole week trying to get in April for 90 days after the date, and I would phone like 300 times. The one day I finally made it through after over an hour, and they were all sold out. I made it through on like I can't remember if it was a Friday or a Monday actually, but then because I think it was a Monday, so then I was able to book 2 nights, so it was like for sure like over an hour of phoning, over 300 phone calls, just constantly phoning the line, finally getting through, getting put on hold, The lady I talked to convinced me to get 2 nights because originally I was only going to get 1, but she just said it's so beautiful up here, you're going to want 2 nights. So it's been a long time in the making. We are here. We feel very lucky because we know that there are so many people who try again and again to get in and cannot. So we just feel super grateful. We just got off the bus, got a little bit of a spiel from a Parks Canada gal who was really wonderful, and we came up to our site, put up our tent, and it literally started raining, actually hailing, and I just feel like we're so lucky. Everything worked out really well. Travis has gone down to the main area again right now, even though it's still raining, but I'm just so happy in our tent. I can't believe we're here. I'm so excited for all the hikes we're going to do and to show everyone the beauty of Lake O'Hara. Look at these tiny little sleeping bags we got. Mommy sleeping bags. I haven't slept in one of these probably since I was a kid, and I hated them because they're so restrictive. I like to have lots of space for my legs to move around in the night. So we'll see how this goes tonight. The rain didn't last for long, and as soon as it was done, we geared up and got ready to head out to explore the area. It's about a 10-minute walk from the campground to Lake O'Hara, which is where the day shelter and the warden's cabin are. From here, we hike the Lake O'Hara Shoreline Trail, which is about a 3-kilometer circuit all the way around the lake, with very minimal elevation gain.
Here we are on the Lake O'Hara circuit, just started off around. So you can see it's super beautiful. We got waterfalls, got some animals, some ducks. It's been really nice, beautiful little flowers. Just gets better.
Given that it is in the backcountry, the facilities at Lake O'Hara Campground are pretty amazing. There are outhouses with pit toilets and a sink with running water, 2 kitchen shelters with wood stoves in them, a communal fire pit, and storage lockers for your food and for your garbage.
This is our new sleeping bag setup. It's like a cocoon. All together now.
Even your pillow.
It's really cold, actually.
It's really cold.
It's cold. With the carrot cake.
Good morning. We are at Le Relais day shelter, and we just bought a map for $5. Even though I had already printed out all of the trail guides, it's just nice to have a little map that shows how all the routes connect. So today we're going to head out on this West Opa bin. We headed out along the Lake O'Hara shoreline route, but in the opposite direction as we had the night before. We walked for just under 1.5 kilometers before following the sign on the southwest end of Lake O'Hara, which marks the beginning of the west arm of Opabin Plateau Circuit. The trail climbs quickly to Mary Lake, follows the shore, and then it's a steep climb up onto the rolling terrain of Opabin Plateau. From here, we took a small path east back out to the head of the cliff, a point called Opabin Prospect, where we had this view. The Opabin Plateau Circuit continues into a little valley of Opabin Creek, which had more gorgeous views. But it did have us a little bit lost looking for the trail. There were lots of paths marked out, but it was hard to tell which was the correct trail to follow. Eventually, though, we made our way to a bridge that crosses over Opabin Creek and continued hiking upstream, passing southwest of Hungabee Lake.
Here we are on Yoho Ledge Alpine route.
Or so we thought. Although we intended to hook up onto the Yoho Ledge Alpine route, in our excitement to begin following the painted markers, we accidentally went the wrong way and found ourselves at the dead end of Opabin Lake, which turned out to be a happy accident because who can ever get enough of these beautiful alpine lakes? We backtracked our way down to where we had taken the wrong fork in the road, easily realized our mistake, and were able to correctly begin hiking on the Yoho Ledge Alpine route to Lake Oisa. There's Lake O'Hara. We've done a lot of climbing. Feels so high up. This is such a beautiful trail and a beautiful day for hiking. The painted markers were really helpful indicators that we were on the proper trail, but they were also a lot of fun too. It was like a scavenger hunt, always trying to be the first one to find the next marker. It's finally lunchtime. We made it to Lake Oisa. It's been a long hike. We're hungry. We have good snacks here. And then we'll be back on the way. Hiking for just over 10 kilometers We stopped at Lake Oisa and ate our lunch, as you saw, and we're on our way back on the Lake Oisa trail now. We're not taking another Alpine circuit. Trails are supposed to be a little bit easier, but it's still kind of a scramble up here in the rocks. So just up there on the ridge of that mountain, you can see that's where we were just earlier today on the Yuckness Alpine circuit. It was a really, really cool trail. It was really nice up there.
So it follows across all the way along this ridge line across the top, and then you end up in the lake just in the back in the snow, and then you come down the valley onto the left to this trail.
In total, this hike was probably around 13 kilometers, and by the time we got back to camp, we were ready to make some supper. As you can see, the cooking facilities were actually really good, but we weren't too sure what to expect, so we had packed some dehydrated meals, which were easy and actually pretty tasty too. The next morning was our last day at Lake O'Hara. While we were both really itching to do another part of the Alpine circuit, we knew that it would take up most of the day, so instead we decided that we would have to make it a priority to come back to Lake O'Hara, and we caught the morning bus down. Once we got back down to our van, we spent the day checking out some popular sites in Yoho National Park, including Kickoff Falls, the Spiral Tunnel viewpoints, and Natural Bridge. We are currently stand-up paddleboarding in Emerald Lake. I've never been here before. This is like a dream come true.
What's it like, Becky?
Oh, it's really cold.
You gonna get in?
I don't think so.
You're not jumping in?
Oh, it's cold. It's
Jump
really
in.
cold.
Jump in.
It's like really cold.
I know.
I'm in.
How far are you gonna go?
Oh. So we're just heading back towards where we launched the steps into Emerald Lake. We paddled from one end of the lake to the other, which wasn't very far at all, and then we stopped and did a bit of a plunge off of our boards. Since it's been 2 days, I think, since we've had a shower, this was kind of nice and refreshing, but it was super cold, as you would expect a lake that is glacier fed to be. Now we're just going to do a little bit of a loop and head back to shore. Once we had finished soaking up every moment of this amazing experience, we headed to Kicking Horse Campground in Yoho National Park, where we spent the night before heading out on the rest of our journey to explore Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, and Jasper National Park. Thanks for joining us on another adventure. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel.